Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about as far as the timed nutrition goes is the mentality behind it. Okay, and I'm going to talk about this before we actually start looking at the PowerPoint. The biggest thing I want you guys to remember is that all of these are simply suggestions, okay? When you see these success stories, it's from people they had accountability to the max, okay? They were reached out to by corporate and asked to be the best challenger, okay? Because these are all called challenge groups, to be the best challenger ever. So they have to commit to following that meal plan to a T. They work out every day. They give it their all. They don't stop 3 seconds short. They don't not do the warm-up. They don't skip Saturdays, and they don't have a bite of a cookie because they're gung-ho all into it, just to show that if you were to 100% commit, this is what you're going to get out of it, right? But remember that everybody's journey is differently, or everybody's journey is different, okay? And everybody's 100% is totally different. That's completely subjective, okay? So if it looks like somebody is kicking ass and you're like, I feel like I'm giving it my all too, but why do I feel like I'm not seeing the kind of progress that she is? Always remember that you can't compare your journey to anybody else's. First off, just genetics in general. You have no idea what's going on in somebody else's body, that all of that's going to affect it, okay? So let's just dive right on into this. This is not professional. I literally haven't put a PowerPoint together in a very long time. I'm trying to get better with my team because I just talk and they're like, I have no idea what you just said. So here's our little thing. And actually, I want to change this super quick because I make sure, because I want to start, if you guys are on Instagram, what's it, Peach Tribe Life. I literally have a million different hashtags. Okay. So that's us. If you guys want to check that out, I'm going to, anytime I post a meal or workout video, I'm going to attach it, or just any motivation. But anyway, let's just dive into this. So can you guys give me a thumbs up? Can you actually see what I'm showing you right now? Okay, awesome. So what is timed nutrition? So for most of us, we've never really thought about timed nutrition. But basically, it's just about when you're eating macronutrients around your workouts. So the whole idea behind it is not necessarily caring what time you're eating things, but more about how often you're eating meals, okay? So macronutrients, those are carbs, protein, and fats. We're not going to go into detail about this, but not all fats and carbs are created equal. There are really healthy fats and there are really great carbs for you. The whole idea is to teach you what those are, okay? So the whole idea behind, and I even attached this awesome little article if you guys want to check it out. It's all about just the meal timing facts. But the whole idea behind eating like this is to make sure that you have enough energy to get through your workout. Because if you guys have been here, if this is not your first rodeo, so if you've been with me before in another group and done another program, then it's probably been a 30-minute workout, okay? So going from 30 to 60 minutes is holy hell. Especially for me, for the past 2 years, I've been 30 minutes all day. I was in the gym for 2 hours prior to all of this as a personal trainer. So having a 30-minute workout that kicks my ass was awesome. So this 60 minutes, it's very different, especially since you're at home. You do have to motivate yourself. But at the same time, remember that there is a Spotify playlist for every single Beachbody Obsession workout. All you have to do is just go to Spotify and type in 80-day obsession, and they're all going to pop up. So there's one for booty. There was one for cardio core today. There's only about 7 songs in it, but that's still kind of nice. But nonetheless, guys, I kind of talked in our stories today a little bit about this. The whole idea behind this time nutrition, again, is just for those who want to really go all in with this, okay? That does not mean that you need to be perfect every single day, because life is going to happen. And the whole idea behind getting into this routine is that even when you're on vacation, you don't go back into that mentality of, fuck it, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, feel like crap, and then just start over. Remember, the whole idea behind this is honestly just to make this a way of life so that you know kind of what foods to eat at what time and when. All right? So fun fact, you don't really want to have any complex carbs before you go to bed. So a lot of the meal plans you're going to be seeing that are 80-day obsession related, there's not going to be a yellow container pretty much after like 6 p.m. Now, don't freak out. There's lots of other things that you can do that are going to satisfy. So fun fact, if you are craving sweets, your body actually doesn't want carbs as much as people may think, okay? Your body actually is lacking protein. If you are craving sweets and things like that, reach for protein instead. I know that in your head you're like, okay, I want a chocolate bar, so why would I eat 2 hard-boiled eggs? Just trust me on this. You're going to have to do something that you wouldn't normally do. That's how you're going to see changes, okay? So I really like this quote from Autumn, so I just wanted to attach it. But basically, it's the one thing that's kind of tough about these at-home programs is that they're really like 21 or 30-day programs. So for this being 80 days, that was Autumn's way of saying like, yeah, I can help people, build an upper body, tighten and strengthen their core, and build a lower body, but it's going to have to come with getting obsessed, and it's going to have to come with really dialing in on that nutrition. So you're going to hear her mention it all the time. Now, like I've said, everybody's journey is differently, so whether or not you're somebody that is following it time-wise right now, I at least definitely want you to get comfortable with your containers. If you're feeling nervous about them, it's just because you haven't started yet. Just start Googling, Pinteresting, YouTubing, portion control containers. There are a million videos out there if you're really just wanting to take 20 minutes one night to sit down and figure out how they work. Because I promise you, we all overcomplicate it. Okay, it's as simple as just subtracting your containers as you fill in a meal plan, and we're going to show that a little bit tonight. Stop me at any time. You guys can like do this little raise your hand thing, or you can do like a little chat box at the bottom. So again, what is time nutrition? I want you guys to know that missing a meal is not going to make or break you. Okay, so say if you're a nurse and you randomly have a patient right when you're about to sit down and eat your post-workout meal. Is it ideal? No. But life happens and you gotta just roll with it, okay? So then you just eat it after you're done. But I promise you, what's gonna derail you most on this journey is the thoughts in your head of, well, I didn't eat this meal, so I failed, and today sucked, so it's a bad day. Don't do that, okay? Instead think, well, I tried and I was prepared, didn't work out the way that I had planned for it, so I'm just gonna eat it later, okay? Eating regularly, though, is really important, guys. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of, and that's just because I like food, of eating every 2 to 3 hours. I'm not really like a big breakfast, huge lunch, and huge dinner kind of person. Because I know for me that I tend to be a bored late night snacker. I don't know if any of you guys are. And so for me, I just try to eat everything that I can during the day. I just get full. So when dinner time comes, I really don't want anything too big. And then from there, it's just kind of like, let's just go to bed. So if you find it yourself sitting around on the couch late at night eating, I want you to write that down. Like actually jot it down so that you can talk about it and post it in the group. And just say like, hey guys, like I'm following these containers, but I find myself still reaching for carbs or something sweet late at night. What's going on? And basically what I'm going to check out is what kind of combinations of food are you having during the day? Because sometimes it just ends up being that there was too much of a carb or too much of a fat during one meal, and your body just probably had a hard time digesting it, or your body just digested it super quickly. It maybe wasn't like the most nutritious meal, like you didn't have any vegetables and maybe lean protein in it. It was just like a heavy carb meal, like macaroni and cheese or lasagna, something like that. And what's going to end up happening is your blood sugar levels are going to spike, and soon after that, you're going to be hungry again. But in reality, you're not. You do have plenty of calories. And now I'm going off on a tangent, so I'm bringing it back. So eating regularly is important. So I'm going to kind of give you guys an idea of how I would go about this timed nutrition so that you can all then go off and kind of do it on your own, looking at your own schedules. But the whole idea behind the eating regularly is it just gets your body into a consistent pattern of knowing when it's going to be fed. Okay, so if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, you don't have these moments of cravings. You don't have these sugar crashes. You're not reaching for that 4th cup of coffee with sweet and low and creamer in it. Okay, eating regularly just means that you are stabilizing your blood sugar levels, so your body is just at this like homeostasis level. Okay, what else did I want to go with that? Another big thing too is when you eat regularly. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I just snack at night, I'll wake up the next morning, I'm like, am I still digesting last night's regrets? Because I don't feel good and I have this headache and I'm kind of tired. And all of that could just be as simple as, what did you eat before bed? Okay, so just be aware of this stuff. Just ask yourself, how do I feel? If I don't feel good when I wake up, then I don't want to do that again tonight. It's just as simple as that. Don't be mad at yourself. Just say, I didn't like that feeling. I want to feel good. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. The looks just come because you're chasing the feels. So once you start to feel good, crave that. And then just do the things that make you feel that way, which are typically not late night eating and eating regularly throughout the day. Okay. Beachbody blog, guys, is amazing. There's going to be images and step-by-step meal plans and recipe guides and pre and post workout ideas, all for 80-day obsession. So take advantage of it. You have it for a year and it's right on your Team Beachbody site. So when you click on Beachbody on Demand, where you see all of your workouts listed, there's going to be the word blog at the top. And all you can do is just scroll through the nutrition section and meal plans. And there's going to be tons of stuff in there for you. And if you don't feel like going through all that, you can just go to Google and type in 80-day obsession meal plans and just find what's working for other people and then just tweak it to make it fit for you. So just to quickly kind of go through that so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. What you're going to do is you're going to log into teambeachbody.com. You're going to go to Beachbody on Demand first. Don't sign in yet, okay? Just click on Beachbody on Demand. They changed the site and it's kind of annoying. Once you're in Beachbody on Demand, then you're going to sign in. You're going to see all of your workouts. So when you click on 80-Day Obsession, you're going to see Overview, Workout List, Program Materials. And under Program Materials, you're going to see Starter Guide, okay? The whole idea here is most of you already did this, which is awesome. It's just knowing what plan you're following. Because when you know what plan you're following, you can just go to Pinterest and type in Plan A, 80-Day Obsession, and see what other people are eating. Or just ask yourself, what do I typically eat at this time? What do I typically eat for breakfast? What do I typically eat for lunch? And then how can I limit it to just fit into these containers? So for example, if you're somebody who is like, I don't know about you, but I love Chipotle. Like I literally am obsessed with Chipotle. So, and I stand behind them no matter how weird and where the meat has come from. So the thing about Chipotle is you guys can make your own bowls, okay? And the cool thing about it is that this is seriously just a red, a yellow, and technically this should be a purple. That's what pico de gallo is considered because tomato is a fruit. I know if you want to argue with Beachbody, you can. So that's how she has it listed out. That's 2 containers. Like, heck yes, right? So don't ever complicate this. Just think about what you would normally eat and make it really simple. So for hers, all she has is she just got rid of the rice. So hers is just mixed beans with ground beef or ground turkey and then pico de gallo on top. Okay? So just keep it simple. I promise you, the simpler you keep your actual meals, the easier it is to make these containers work. It's for some reason, some people get these colored containers and they're like, I have to make a 10 ingredient meal and it has to be like beautiful and amazing and it has to go on Pinterest, and don't. Like literally this morning for breakfast, because I didn't really know what to eat for my red, green, and yellow, it was 2 hard-boiled eggs, a slice of toast with peanut butter, and carrots. And no, did I like eating plain carrots? No, it was actually painful. I'm not even going to lie. It was painful to eat them. But I got it done because I wanted to do my workout, and then I knew after that Shakeology was coming. That always makes me happy. So sometimes you just make small sacrifices. I didn't die by eating carrots. It wasn't, pretzels with cheese, but I got through it, and it's okay, and I survived. But if that is not your style, and you're like, well, that doesn't really sound very tempting, and I really don't eat that, there's a ton of different things that you guys can find, okay? So the first one is, and I'm going to walk you guys through a sample day of eating. So this is for plans A, B, and C. And I'm going to share with you what plans D, E, and F would look like. I think that we might have had a couple people in plan D. I'll have to go back and triple check. But this is without the Recover. Okay, so Recover is just our protein shake. It comes with pre-workout. So this is without Recover, okay? So most of you don't have Recover. Danielle, you do, but most of you don't. So you don't have to have it. This is a perfect example to show you that you don't need to have a protein shake in the middle of your day. I'm just doing it because I had a container for free, so why wouldn't I just drink it? So this is an example first. Now this is for somebody who doesn't really want to eat before their workout, or you're eating really early. So instead of having a carb and a vegetable and a protein, instead you will just have your Shakeology with fruit and a teaspoon of either coconut oil or any kind of oil, almond oil, walnut oil, whatever you're into, or just peanut butter, okay? About an hour to an hour and a half after, then you're gonna work out, okay? That's plenty of time to digest that meal. So Shakeology alone is about 160 calories. That's why I really don't consider it a meal. Like I don't, if any of you have ever asked me, I'm like 99% sure I've never told you that it's a meal until you add fruit and peanut butter to it, okay? I think 160 is the perfect calorie amount for like a snack, but as far as a meal, that's kind of low for me. So you're gonna work out, and within about 1 to 2 hours after your workout, that's when you're gonna wanna have a carb, a protein, a vegetable, and a teaspoon. So, for example, that could be something like a wrap, like a whole wheat wrap, scrambled eggs, spinach, and you toss some olive oil into it when you sauteed your spinach. That would be an example of a post-workout meal, okay? If you're somebody that can eat dinner, like I know some people take leftovers for lunch, which I found an awesome image, so I'm gonna show you guys that. So some people do that. And so instead yours could have been leftovers. So it could be, say, for example, like, let me think real quick. Okay, we're just gonna go super simple here. It's gonna be a sweet potato, baked chicken, and broccoli. Okay, so what you typically think of like bikini competitors or like fitness competition people eating. Okay, like that would be an example of maybe a leftover meal. All right, something that was already done and made for you. Again, and then from there, so this is considered your workout block. So this is considered your workout block. Okay, so you're eating an hour and a half or an hour to an hour and a half before your workout, and you're eating within 2 hours of finishing it. From there on, it's just every 2 to 3 hours you want to have food. That's all that is. So say, for example, you work out at 5:30 in the morning. And for some of you, if you're like, hell no, don't forget. I'll give another example. But say, for example, you work out at 5:30 in the morning. So ideally, I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get my workout or to drink a shake, okay? Like I don't wake up at 4 a.m. and I'm like, food, sometimes, but typically not. So I would kind of shoot more for like the 60-minute mark. So maybe wake up at like 4:45, start getting your workout in by like 5:30, 5:40. Because if you think about it, you do have that warm up. It really only takes your body about 30 to 40 minutes to digest anyway. So it doesn't have to be exactly 60 minutes, okay? You don't have to like stare at your clock and it's like, oh no, it's 5:29, I can't work out yet. Don't be crazy, okay? If you need to get it done and you want to follow this as best as you can, play around with the time a little bit, okay? So moving on from there, say if this was, you got your workout at 5:30, and we'll just say for on average, it was an hour-long workout. So you're done at 6:30, okay? Start getting dressed, you start getting ready for work, you head out the door, and say you just grab that little breakfast burrito, okay? So that would be around 8 o'clock to 8:30, all right? So then from there, it would be moving on from that, say if your last meal was in at 8:30, 2 to 3 hours from that, that could take you the whole way to 11:30. And then another 3 hours after that is gonna take you to 2:30 and then 5:30. So then ideally your last meal could be around 6 o'clock to 7:30, depending on when you're getting your workout in, okay? So it's 2 to 3 hours after the last meal was finished, okay? Again, don't overcomplicate this, but just ask yourself, have I eaten in like the last 3 to 4 hours? And if you haven't, try to get a good balanced meal, okay? I think that these go really well together. I find that the best way for your body to break down carbs and lean proteins is when you combine it with a vegetable, okay? So the fun thing about our portion containers is that, especially with 80-day obsession, and especially on the refeed days, you're kind of getting like 3 different carbs, okay? Because you're getting vegetables, which is technically a carb. It's just that or not even, that's fruit. I'm going off on a tangent here. Anyway, this is an example. So just literally ask yourself, when am I working out? That's the first question. So then from there, you're gonna look at your workout time. Ideally, you would plan it out for the whole week so you can prepare. And then you're gonna eat 60 minutes before it, and then you're gonna eat 2 hours after it. And then just map it out 3 hours after that. And then 3 hours after that until you have no more containers left, okay? There's a really awesome app called the 21 Day Fix Tracker app. And it's called the 21 Day Fix because originally those containers, I normally have it set around, usually those containers, or they were originally patented with the 21 Day Fix, but they're really easy to follow. People fell in love with them because they're colored containers. So now they're just kind of carried over into every program. But the app is called 21 Day Fix Tracker app. And what's cool is you can actually enter in your calorie bracket. So you would say plan B or plan C or whatever. And it will have a list of the boxes, all the colors, and your number below it. So then as you enter your food for the day and say, I had a wrap, you won't really do that. You just scroll through and say, I had a yellow, I had a red with my eggs, I had a green with my spinach, and a teaspoon for olive oil. It will automatically subtract those containers for you. So say if you're somebody right now who meal planning still is a little daunting, okay? Instead, what you can kind of do it like MyFitnessPal style, except it's going to be extremely more accurate. I think MyFitnessPal is silly. And I used to use it all the time. But you can enter in a slice of turkey and a slice of cheese, and you can get anywhere between 100 calories and 700 calories. And so obviously, who's not going to choose the 100-calorie option? I'm like, oh, I got all these other calories I can spend today. So I like this so much better. It just subtracts them for you. So you can kind of go about it that way. And then throughout the day and the week, kind of ask yourself, well, it seems that I'm eating all of my containers before noon. So we need to change this and maybe reevaluate and maybe plan ahead, okay? So, bless you. Bless you. So I'm going to keep it here for right now. And I'm going to open this to questions. On Sunday, I'm going to go through and show you guys an example I'm going to skip over plan A. I'm going to show B and D, okay? Because A, B, and C are all the same. D, E, and F are all the same. But most of us are plan B. So I'm going to show an example of that as well as for D in case anybody is coming in that does follow a D, E, or F workout plan. The only difference is an extra protein and a fruit in the morning with the yellow, red, and green pre-workout meal. That's the only difference, is a fruit there and then an extra red every time that you would see one. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing it. I'm going to attach all these slides so you guys can kind of like walk back through. Oh, hey, Nat, I didn't see you. So I'm going to unmute you guys. Just talk if you have questions. Okay, talk if you guys have questions. There's a lot of you here. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to mute all of you again because it is really loud. If you have a question, unmute yourself or like, I don't know, somebody raised their hand last call and I didn't really know what that was, but I thought that was cool, so you can do that.
All right, I have a question because this time meal plan for me is kind of like I only have 4 chances to eat during the day. So that's before I go to work, lunch, and then dinner, and then like a snack. So for me, the time meal plan is kind of like, when do I fit in those extra containers and things?
So I would find things that you can like really grab and go. So for like a red container, I wouldn't make it something where it's going to be chicken or yogurt, where you're going to need like a utensil and something. So maybe 2 hard-boiled eggs. I'm trying to think. Tell me your, what time do you work out?
I think that's like my struggle. My time
to work out,
I'm still like struggling on picking a plan just yet because I'm like going through them all and figuring out like which one do I like more. But I tend to work out right now around like 6 o'clock, 6:30. So that's why I was late. Sorry. So.
Oh, no, you're okay. Okay, so you work out at night.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, but you have Shakeology right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is that what you have for breakfast every day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then when's your next meal?
11:15. Let me think about this. Yeah, 11:15. So I
Okay.
usually eat breakfast at 6 a.m.
And then you don't eat for like 6 hours. Okay. So we definitely want to try to find something in between them.
Yeah.
Okay. So my suggestion would be is to have a yellow container, have a carb, because if you're having Shakeology in the morning, you're having that probably with a fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it with water or milk?
Water.
Okay. Because if you had it with milk, that could substitute as your yellow container.
Ah, okay.
So that could be that.
Almond milk, so that makes sense.
Okay. So that could substitute for that. So that would be a good option. I would try to just spread your meals throughout the day. So for me, what I find is I try to save my blue container for like lunch or dinner. That's typically when I'm going to have like cheese. Like cheese is like my blue container saved for cheese. Just think about things that are super easy for you to grab. So maybe like, it's hard for you because you can't like, I hate to say this because I don't want it to be like a packaged food, but like you could grab a protein bar. Again, I really only recommend a few. And not all, do you like Lara bars?
No, so I've been like baking things real quick, like over the weekends, but I can have them. So things like that I've been good with, just so I can like pick it up and go if I have.
That's perfect.
So that's what I've been working on.
So I think, Danielle, did you make egg muffins at one time?
I made egg muffins.
You made egg muffins, and Nikki,
yeah, but hey, Natalie, are you a school teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have like my little meals like packaged and like in between classes, or I'll just eat when the kids are there. I'm like, oh, gotta eat.
That's the thing that sucks because I'm in 2 buildings. I have 7 classes a day, so it's like when.
Yeah, no, and you have music, so you have to. Freezing.
I know. I don't know if it's my connection, and if it is, I apologize. But can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. I need to change the view so I can see who's talking. Okay, now here you all are. I can only see one of you at a time. Like, I don't know which one of you is talking. So Nat, I would just think of, you could even do something. I'm trying to think like off the top of my head. It's been a long day.
Emily, I do those Think Thin bars. I know you.
Yeah.
I like them.
There's 20 grams of protein because I teach kindergarten and like.
Mm-hmm. You're always moving. We all are. It's always like, when?
And I always want to snack when they do. So like I've just been grabbing those because it kind of satisfies that sweet craving, but I know I'm getting tons of protein too.
Yeah. Okay.
The one thing I do really like about Think Thin bars is they all have either 5 grams of sugar or less. Every single one of them. And that's what I really, really like about them, because you really don't find a protein bar like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be an option. Every time I keep having one. Oh, the other one, just think about getting a muffin. Eat a muffin. There's so many different kinds that you can have, and like you can throw in vegetables in them, like shredded carrots, throw in spinach, and it doesn't have to be like an egg-based muffin. Because I'll be honest and say that I'm not a fan. I've tried them and I want to like them, and I'm probably just messing them up because I suck at cooking, but I try. And I just don't get down with egg muffins. They're very pretty though. I will be honest and say they're very cute. But try eating like an oat-based muffin.
Okay.
Like literally like steel cut oats or just instant oats.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gone to like that Tasty site? Do you get bombarded with their advertisements on your Facebook like I do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you look at Tasty, they have this recurring one where it's like how to make a couple muffins. They have one sheet pan or one muffin pan. They do like a bunch of different berry ones, some with like shredded carrot in it and cinnamon. So you can still kind of sneak your vegetable in there. You can even, this isn't too weird, go with me on it. You can add egg whites, like just liquid egg whites.
Right.
So there you can get your protein. It has absolutely no flavor whatsoever, but you can get a protein with your oats.
Right. Okay.
So that could be a fun little thing to do too.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And as far as Nat, I know that it's just if you can't grab something, you can't grab something. Like, even with Danielle, she works night shift and she works at a hospital. So she's a doctor. So if somebody needs her, it's not like, oh, hold on, I'm eating my timed meal right now, I can't make it. Like, you just have to, you gotta go. But it's there when you get back, at least you're prepared for when you do have the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you suggest just combining it with another meal and eating it at the same, like eating more
You can.
during the time?
I would
And then
still try to.
do you have to eat before you work out?
No.
Like,
No.
I'm working out at 5 a.m. I'm not going to be waking up at 4 to eat.
No. No, you don't have to. What was I going to say? Okay, I was going to say, I'm going to talk, unmute, then you can talk so that it's not too loud. You always have a party at your house. I wish I had as many friends as you guys do. Like, right, Allie? There's always people at your house. Okay, so, hi. So as far as eating before, I would just suggest having Shakeology. I would have Shakeology with a fruit and a teaspoon. I know, because you probably want to have it afterward, right? So another thing that you can consider doing is have, just get your workout in. Maybe have a cup of coffee. You could have even almond milk in it. Get some sugar from your milk and use that a little bit as some fuel to kind of get your workout in.
Yeah, because I just roll out of bed at 5, put my sneakers on, go downstairs, work out, and then I have my Shakeology, fruit, and coffee.
Then that's perfect. And I would just go from there. And then after that, about 3 hours later, then you want to have kind of a carb, a protein, and a vegetable if you can.
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing that. Like, if I work out at 5, I usually at 8:30 I'll have my egg, spinach, and toast.
That's perfect. And then just 2 to 3 hours after that.
Helped me with my meal plan.
I saw. Yours is fancy. It's good. What about you, Nikki or Catherine? Anything?
I'm good. I think the hardest part is just going to be trying to figure out, like, definitely getting up at 5, or if it's happening, like, when I get home, and what do meals look like? Like, I think I need to look at a template. If I do, like, my workout, say, 5:30, 6 o'clock, what do my meals look like backwards then?
Right. So I always think of this too. So I have the ideal day. So I have, typically I want to wake up at 5:15. And so I already have my day planned out for that. Say if I sleep in, like today, okay, I have a backup plan so I don't get mad at myself. So like one of my biggest things is being this type A crazy person is if I sleep in, for most people, they're like, hells yeah. For me, I'm like, oh my God, I effed up. So like, for me, having a plan B, saying to myself, okay, if I didn't get my workout done at 6 a.m., then I'm going to do it at 4 p.m. And I can because I work from home, so it's a little bit different, I know, for you guys as far as timing goes. But I could say to myself, I'm going to get it done at 4. All right, so then that way I know, all right, that's when I'm going to get my workout in. So I know then I'm going to eat an hour and a half before, and I'm going to eat an hour and a half after. So then throughout then the rest of the day, I'm just going to eat my containers normally. So basically all I'm going to be doing that's different is saving 2 reds, 2 yellows, and 2 greens to go before and after my workout. Everything else I'm just going to eat before then. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Just having a plan B in case you don't wake up when you planned for it, because then what's going to happen the rest of the day is you're just going to get flustered, you're going to get overwhelmed because you don't know what to do. So if you don't get it done when you first plan on it, just have a plan B so that you also know what your meals are going to look like then the rest of the day. That is the nice thing why it's kind of nice to prep ahead, because at least if all the food's there, you're just going to be grabbing a different container based on what time you woke up that day. Okay? But I promise you guys, just don't overcomplicate this. I think that you just put the word timed in front of it and everyone's like, oh God. Just think to yourself, I just want to get through the containers first. Okay? So if that's what you're struggling with first is like the whole meal planning part, just focus on getting your containers in every day. And then from there, just try to form your containers, your red, your yellows, and your greens around your workout. Okay? And then I would take step 3 and fill in the rest of your day as far as getting your blues and your other greens and purples and containers like that. Okay? So just start with getting them in, Step 2, go around your workout the hour and a half before and the hour and a half hour after. And then from there, do the full meal plan. Okay. So I'm going to like add to this whole thing throughout the next couple of days so that on Sunday, you guys don't have to, but I am going to do another call. It's going to be a full 6:30 to 7:31. And I'm going to actually go through and fill in my meal plan for the week. Okay. So then you guys can follow along and watch me how I do it. So if you don't want to eat the same food that I'm having, say if I have like a red, a yellow, and a green listed, and you don't like those. Instead, just go and look at the foods that you like that are red, that you like that are green, and for yellow, okay? But we can at least follow along so you guys can sort of see how I'm combining my food throughout the day. That work?
That works.
You guys are awesome. So can I be super annoying and ask to take a picture of all this? Okay, yay! I'm not even going to look up because I know you all said yes. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go eat. And I showered today, so this is a rare occurrence. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, y'all are super cute. No, Steph, nope. Your head was not even in it. 1, okay, 1, 2, there we go. Okay, you guys are cute. Love you all. Bye!